Shalom everyone, it's Tuesday, Torah and Kol Torah, and also on YouTube. I would like to speak today about Parashat Re'eh and the centrality of the land of Israel that became really a theme in Sefer Dvarim. It started with Moshe's speech 3 weeks ago at the beginning of Sefer Dvarim, and it will last till really the end of Sefer Dvarim. And Moshe Rabbeinu is preparing the Jewish people, the new generation that will enter the land of Israel. He's preparing them for the special laws, the special realities that they will meet, face, and be challenged in the promised land, in the land of Israel. And I would like to address you today about the centrality of the land of Israel in our lives as Jews. As we know, we were not given the Torah in the land of Israel. We were given the Torah on Mount Sinai, on Har Sinai, and geographically we're not even sure exactly where it is. But it was definitely not in the land of Israel, according to 99% of the opinions. And there is a message there. And the message is what makes us a nation. Hayom hazeh niyeta le'am, today you became a nation, was not when we entered the land of Israel. It's when we receive the Torah. We are a nation, not necessarily because of the land, not necessarily because we have a place to be, to dwell. We are a nation because of the Torah that we received. So that's obviously bringing the question of, we have obviously the question of why the land of Israel is so important in our Torah, in our life, in our values. And I would like to suggest to you 4 different perspectives of why Israel, why the land of Israel, and in our modern times, why the state of Israel. First, we can say that, yes, it's true. We became a nation without a land. We became a nation without a property. But we became a nation just because we received the Torah. But nevertheless, in order to be really a nation with nationality, we need to have a land. It makes us complete. It makes us a real nation. Meaning we can become a nation without a land, but in order to complete or to motivate us or to elevate us to the highest level of being a nation, it's to have a land. It's also reflect on the laws, the commandments. We know that there are many, many commandments, many mitzvot that relate directly to the land of Israel. Like Trumot and Maasrot, to give tithe from the harvest. And many other things that relates to the temple, to a king, that really relates to the notion that the people of Israel needs to dwell in the land of Israel, their promised land. But I think there is more to it. The land of Israel was chosen by God for the Jewish people. That's what Abraham was promised, Yitzchak, Yaakov, and then later on Moshe and the children of Israel. We were all promised to receive this promised land. And there is something very unique with this land. As we know, this land is very different from any other lands. Last week, we discussed the fact that the land of Israel is dependent heavily on rain, that depends on our actions, on what we do in order to deserve the rain that will help us grow things, help us create growth and development of the land. In this week's Parsha, we also learn about some of the difficult challenges that we're going to have in the land of Israel. We need to conquer it, we need to plow the land, we need to work hard. This land will not tolerate inappropriate behavior from the Jewish people. When we go astray, when we deviate from our goals, from our objectives as Jews on the land in a way, takia haaretz et yoshvea, will throw us out, will just basically push us away. What is the secret of the land of Israel? And I think the secret of the land of Israel is our ability to sanctify land. And what do I mean by that? As we know, one of the goals that we have as Jews is to elevate the materialistic world that we live in, to elevate the physical world that we live in, and to basically inject into it spirituality. We do not believe in separation of physicality and spirituality. We believe in a way that to combine them together, to bring them together. And we are named human beings. And the first Adam that was created was named Adam. Adam comes from the word Adama, land, earth. On one hand, we are being created from an earthly material. At the same time, God expects us to be up there. And there are really two psukim, two verses that push us. On one hand, we come from earth, from the Adama, from an earthly being. At the same time, Adameh le'elyon, we are being created in the image of God. We can imagine things, we can create things, we can build things, we can develop things, we can invent things. Be very much like God. And we have these two powers that push us, our earthly foundations as our spiritual aspirations. And the land of Israel is the study case of how can we take the land, the earth, that when you compare the DNA of the earth, it's probably the same like the DNA of the earth in Memphis, Tennessee. But when you inject into it the commandments, the mitzvot, the spirituality, you create a holy land. The centrality of the land of Israel in our lives is not only it's just a land, it's just it's a place that we live and dwell and develop. It's a place where we put our beliefs into practice. It's the place that we inject spirituality into the most mundane things and create this partnership between heaven and earth, between God and people. See, Hashem says to us, I give in front of you today the blessing and the curse, and we need to choose the blessings and the life and the understanding that we are God's witnesses and we are God's partners in bringing spirituality to everything we do.